Hey guys, sorry for the background noises. I have got my window open, my children are off school and you may hear them in the background. Also sorry for my slightly scruffy nails. I wasn't expecting to do a reading today. It's going to be quite quick, hopefully. We're going to see what comes through. They give you all week basically. Now I've done the full set of readings from Aries to Pisces, and there's some energy in there that's kind of going through all the readings that I'm struggling with quite a bit. I feel like there is some kind of big ending happening for somebody. I don't know what form that ending is, but if it's your reading, I'm sure you'll use your intuition to know. I just can't get away from it. This energy is like following me. So Don't Fear the Reaper was the first song that played. I was just washing the pots. I was just cleaning up. The songs are talking to me. So Don't Fear the Reaper by Blue Oyster Cult. Don't Fear the End, whatever it is. This was clarified literally by a song called The End by Alesso. Next, the song that came after, because I started to tune in and listen to what they were trying to tell me, the song that came after this was Born to Live by 311, and Babel finally as a bit of an advice song by Mumford and Sons. And then I had to turn off the radio because I was like, okay, I've got it. I'm gonna go and give the message out there for whoever needs it. I'm gonna pull some cards. I'm reeling it in. I have my own thoughts about what's happening, based on my intuition, the things that's coming through in readings, but I want to make sure I go into this reading quite clean. I don't want to bring any of my own ideas or thoughts or suspicions or anything like that into this reading. I'm just going to let the cards talk for themselves. So what I do recommend is that you go and check that description box and go and go through that song list and listen to those songs in that order, because it's a little bit of a journey. So I feel like whatever the end is, you're being told don't fear it, you're going to be okay, but also there's a message in there about living authentically, especially with the last two songs, Born to Live and Babel. It talks about masks coming off, being your true self, following your heart, just living authentically. So that may be particularly difficult for somebody, but I feel like somebody's had a bit of a tower moment, a light bulb moment. Again, Babel, the tower, right? Again, people can interpret things in different ways, so I feel like the less I say in this reading, the better. So, like I said, please do, I'm just going to lightly adjust it. Please do go and listen to those songs. Maybe watch the videos too, see if there's anything in any of the videos that stand out for you. Sorry, I'm being really unprofessional, but again, I wasn't expecting to do a reading. I wasn't really prepared. But I know that they're not going to let me get on with my day if I don't do this reading. So there's that too. There's that too. Oh, do you want to light just stick? There we go. Okay. I've got Palo Santo on the go to kind of clear the energies. Let's go straight to the Archetypes deck by Kim Krans. I'm going to use all of Kim Kranz's decks at the moment because they're really talking to me. Okay, the orphan on the bottom there, that's significant. If for a particular sign, I won't go into it anymore right now, it talks about feeling a little bit orphaned, a little bit shut out from other people, from other things, sort of the inner child, the wounded inner child. So what message would you like to come through for this reading, please? What are you trying to communicate? The empty room. Yeah, it could be somebody that's left your life. There's a room empty now. It could be, yeah, I'm going to leave that there. Again, I don't want to over-interpret anything. So we've got the Ocean, the Thread, and the Healer. Okay, two cards about healing and cleansing and rebirth, which was coming through with those songs. So the Thread talks to me about climbing out of the darkness, of being in a dark place but also having hope. It's like following that thread of hope to lead you through a difficult situation. I do feel like this is what somebody's experiencing right now. I do feel like the rainbow, actually all three of these cards carry a message of healing. The rainbow signifies healing. It does also have that over the rainbow element, if that applies to you. The rainbow can be interpreted in different ways as well. It could be LGBTQT. But for me, it signifies hope on this card. It's being led out of a dark place by following your heart. And it's very, very healing. So I feel like somebody has perhaps... just based on those songs, I do feel like somebody has been in a bad situation or made bad choices, and I do think that they are going through a kind of rebirthing process. You can add religion to that or take it out of it, whatever it means to you, but the ocean signifies cleansing. So I feel like somebody is having almost a second chance at life, or some kind of big light bulb moment where they realise that they can almost drop all the burdens of the past and live authentically and live truthfully and live from the heart. So the ocean, yep, and then the healer as well. So I'm just, again, I don't want to overinterpret. I'm going to give like that basic thing, and then I'm going to let the cards speak for themselves, because I have a lot coming through intuitively, and the energy is really, really overwhelming this week. So it's a little bit difficult for me to... I'm just trying to keep things clear and make sure that energies don't seep in from other readings, because I have had this like seeping through. So the thread, the path, the vein, the circuit. Life is a tangle. So much happens simultaneously and circuitously, leaving us grappling for meaning and direction in a network of distractions. When we connect to the energy of the thread, however, we strike the deepest vein in the body. I mean, don't literally do that, please. Our whole being responds to its tug. Meaning is pumped into our bloodstream. Our mind and spirits are lifted. We remember who we are and what we came in this world to do. Though this happens on the most profound level, it could be the simplest incident that activates the thread. A song, an image, a conversation heard in passing. No matter how confusing and multi-layered our modern lives become, if we are connected to the thread, we are free. Being tethered to it is the only anchor our heart requires. Again, this is something about the heart space, somebody following their heart, following their true calling. It almost feels like the Judgment card, because the Judgment card is a card about literally death and rebirth. It shows people coming up out of the coffins. So it's about, for me, again, somebody who hasn't been following their heart, and they've had this light bulb moment, this tower moment. Again, the reference to the tower in that Babel song. It's like, and their life came crashing down. There's something was said. It could be said innocently. It could be said, you know, it could be receiving some news, but it's has a huge impact on them, because it connects their heart to their soul's calling, which is the meaning, like I say, of the Judgment card, following your calling, hearing that wake-up call. I feel like somebody's had this big wake-up call and they are changing their life. Like, it's like a complete life overhaul. It's like nothing can be the same. Nothing can be the same after this moment. When light, the circuit of meaning within chaos. When dark, binding, frustrating and taut, but it's in the upright, so it's light. Go deeper, the sculptures of Eva Hesse. Recall a moment in your life when you felt fully alive. The thread is waiting for you, and amid the details of that memory. You may think you have to find the thread and pull it. Imagine, though, that it's already tied around you, waiting for you to follow it home. Okay, 1 second. I haven't even had breakfast yet. I'm just like, this is my first coffee of the day. I'm still waking up and I'm getting all this. So where are we? 35. And I've opened it on 25. That's interesting. I've literally opened it on the healer card. Maybe I meant to read this one first. The light worker, the gifted, the old soul. Though some claim the work of the healer as their gift and name it as their dharma, the force of this archetype is within everyone. It is our natural inclination to remember, to return to and reclaim that central and eternal life force from which we so easily drift away. Again, it's this feeling of like authenticity, your soul's calling, your truth, your inner truth. In Sanskrit, the word avidya means forgetting, and it is said that this is the source of all suffering and disease. The healer's mission then becomes to move through the comfort of forgetting, through the veils of ignorance and denial, to reveal the radiance that already exists. The healer approaches this in multiple ways, from multiple angles, knowing the cycle of healing is not linear. It is a multi-layered and circuitous process, always leading back to its own origin, much like the Ouroboros. When light, self-contained, grateful and awake. When dark, tired, needy, forgetting its own practice. Go deeper, Asclepius, Ear and Dhanvantari. The wounded healer is not someone who was wounded and is now healed. It is someone who continues to courageously break open the self and the ego as a means for deep integration. So we're never fully healed. Healing is an ongoing process. So it's not like you heal and then you're able to heal others. Healing is a journey that we're all on constantly. And it has like highs and lows. So something to be aware of there. I think there's an element of self-forgiveness there as well. The image of the serpent is eternally tied to healing and medicine. Both Western, the Kadakas, and Eastern, Kundalini. Study the serpent and its power. Okay, let's go to the ocean now. Where is it? There it is. It's hiding. The ocean's hiding. Why is the ocean hiding? It should be everywhere, right? I mean, if global warming's anything to go by, guys. Terrible jokes. The unconscious, the depths, the incomprehensible. The power of the ocean. I make jokes about things that scare me, just to make that clear. It's cathartic to me. The power of the ocean is unmatched. To step into its salty waters is to step into the unknown. By its sheer volume, the ocean represents the unconscious, all that is beyond our understanding. We cannot live within the ocean. We cannot claim it, manage it, or own it. It rejects our every attempt to dominate nature, and yet amid its overwhelming power it calls to us, inspires us, and invigorates our life on land. It dissolves the little us into the big us. When the energy of the ocean is present, there is change stirring that is beyond any change you've known before. The ego must dissolve. The saline swells work on your very cells, your fibres, your deepest underlying beliefs. Like Aphrodite, we rise from the ocean's froth, a new being. Life is change, let the wave crash. When light, deeper than deep, big dreams, discovery. When dark, subsumed, drowned, polluted and unpredictable. Go deeper, the Shakespeare's The Tempest, Gierkolt's The Raft of Medusa. I know that image, I can picture it, but I don't know how to pronounce the artist's name. Study waves, touch their surface, get into the water. No matter where you live, each drop is part of the whole. The ocean is in every tear. So something about opening up emotionally. When you do open that heart space, where you open up emotionally, there is this kind of crumbling of the self, this crumbling of the facade, which I do feel is happening to some signs at the moment. Yeah, it's like, let yourself cry, let yourself feel what you need to feel. You can do it on your own, you know, in the bath, have a big cry. You can do it looking at yourself in the mirror, which is quite a interesting experience. If you need to open up to somebody, if you need to ask for help or speak to friends, if you need to confide in someone, and that's going to let the tears flow, let them flow. It's cathartic. Anyone who tells you that crying isn't something you should do, that you should have a stiff upper lip, they don't understand nature. Like, we were created with these bodies for a reason, and crying is a part of that. There's a reason why we cry. We're not meant to stifle emotions, because when we do, our bodies break. When we hold things within, we get stressed. You know, I have acne, my acne flares up when I'm stressed. We can't sleep. Our bodies break when we hold things in. So actually, if you look at it that way, crying or releasing emotion is something that our bodies are meant to do to keep them healthy. I feel like somebody needed to hear that. They're telling me, I can hear, it takes a brave man to cry. So I don't know if I'm connecting to somebody who identifies as male. It takes a brave man to cry. And they're saying something about in front of their children as well. like they're showing me a daughter, which I think, yeah, one of these songs, he does talk about his daughter. It's okay to cry in front of your daughter. It's okay for your daughter to see you have emotions. Just explain them and tell them that it's going to be okay, that it's normal to have emotions. That it's okay to feel scared or sad, that this is part of the human experience, and it means that we're healthy if we're feeling emotions. And I think there's, I remember my dad once, he got a little bit out of it when I was quite young, and I was with my stepmom, so it was fine, I was looked after, everything was fine, but he overdid it a bit. And bless him, he couldn't even walk, he came crawling in on his hands and knees into the living room where I was sat there watching telly, and he was like, "I'm so sorry." And it's like, "It's okay, Dad, it's all right, I'm going to bed now." So yeah, it's humble, and it's interesting to see a parent as human, see a parent as fallible, and also see them owning up to what they've done, and taking ownership of that, you know. There's important messages in there for children. Children aren't supposed to see their parents as some kind of superhero who is invulnerable, because it can be quite shocking to them when they do realise that the parent is human and fallible. And I think there's a lot in there to do with self-acceptance. If your parent can show their faults and own them and try and improve. I mean, my dad gave up smoking when I was about 11. So yeah, if a parent can be truthful and say, "Look, I have this fault, I'm trying to make this better. If you want to help me with that, if you want to, be my cheerleader and pick me up when I have bad moments, then, that's great." And I know that people think that the parent should parent the child, but I can find so often it's the other way around. I've worked with children, and I think children can teach us so much because they're so open, and they're so innocent, and they're so kind, and they're so honest with the feelings often, that I think when we become adults, we get a lot more, especially like through the teenage years, that kind of peer pressure years. We're taught to put on a certain facade. We're taught the rules of life, the social rules. We're told, what society demands of us, and is that necessarily right, or is that just adults breaking adults, when actually that childhood purity is so much more authentic and so much more relatable. I don't know why that's coming through, but there's a message in there for somebody. Yeah, there you go, Phoenix. What did I tell you? Phoenix, eagle, moth. Okay. The Phoenix energy, rising from the darkness, trials and tribulations actually making you stronger. Difficult circumstances. Both the moth and the Phoenix for me both talk about coming from the dark into the light, from evolution. You think about a moth, I can't speak. If you think about a moth, it's basically a nighttime butterfly. So they do have the larval stage, and I do believe they do go through a chrysalis process in a similar way to a butterfly. So if we're talking about butterflies meaning transformation, this is a transformation that comes from darkness. This is a transformation that comes from facing the unknown, through suffering, through trials. And the eagle here to me represents justice, law, divine karma, fairness, equality. So there could be some kind of court situation, but I do feel like somebody is going through this kind of evolution of the soul process, this upgrade, a spiritual upgrade with these cards. The elk there on the underline, that's Emperor energy for me, divine masculine energy. I will read the book because the book's new to me, and why not? I really wish it was in alphabetical order though. Make it a little bit easier for me. The elk. So I feel like this is who I'm talking to. It could be somebody's father. Stable, resilient, headstrong, the father. The great elk represents the earth element in its masculine form. This means it provides underlying support and stability amid life's many challenges. An elk's personality, whether male or female, is fully established in themselves and knows their core values. they become known and respected for acting in ways that uphold those values. Sometimes the elk's ego can become inflated, but for the most part they make damn good fathers, mothers, lovers and friends. The world needs more elk energy. I told you. If you're watching this and you were doubting yourself, you're a damn good father, okay? So when in balance, supportive, kind and consistent. When out of balance, pretentious, high and mighty. I am getting through though that somebody may not have had a great father. Somebody, perhaps a very stoic father, somebody who did bottle up emotions, somebody who was that kind of like men don't cry kind of energy. And again, I feel like the middle father is the transformation father, transforming core beliefs and values and redefining them. I've had that a few times, especially if they've got children. Again, it could be like men, like a very masculine environment, like men, brothers, male cousins, uncles, and then you have a daughter, and your attitude to women could completely change because of your relationship with your daughter. For somebody, if it's not your reading, leave it. They're telling me respect and disrespect, so that has been coming through a few times. I think Taurus got that. Phoenix, freedom from suffering and past karma, reincarnation. Reincarnation, yeah, I didn't say, but I was picking up on that because it was talking about remembering the past, like, you know, the river Leith, when you go past through it, it's meant to rid you of all your memories, including the difficult memories and the trials of the previous life, so that when you're reborn, you're reborn fresh and new. So I was picking up on this. It's like somebody had a glimpse. It's like the memories weren't completely washed away. They're showing me Achilles, which it was a different river, but Achilles was dipped into a river by his heel. It's like you just were dipped in, you weren't fully submerged in that ocean. So there's like a past life memory, I think, that's come up for you. I feel like that could have been the light bulb moment for some of you. Again, leave it if that's not the case. Freedom from suffering and past karma, and this is karma to me. The phoenix represents the transformation of our past. It doesn't mean running from it, denying it, or burning bridges with rage. The phoenix employs an advanced technique described in yoga as the burning of impurities through practice and dedication. Tapas. I mean, tapas is food, right? Isn't that like Spanish, like a Spanish buffet? The essence of the phoenix is with us when we realise we've been suffering for too long and something must change. We take a stand and decide to live consciously instead of being driven by the unconscious mind and its long list of fears and aversions. At that very moment, the spark of the phoenix is lit, and the great bird helps us burn through our baggage. We no longer, I'm so happy for whoever this is for because it's so positive. We no longer run from who we are and what has happened to us, or what we have done. The stuckness and dead weight fall into the ashes, and a lightness and clarity emerge. As the stagnancy continues to smoulder, the phoenix lifts our spirits up and up, and we begin to recognise ourselves again. We may catch a glimmer in the eye that wasn't there before. That's reminding me of the fairy tale reading. There's something there that wasn't there before. Look closely. It's a sign that the fire of transformation is upon your wings. This eye keeps coming up. I don't know if I uploaded, there, look, the eye. This eye reading, eye on that one as well. I don't know if I uploaded it or not. I've done so many readings. As I say, it's been overwhelming. So not all of them have gone up. I've tried to be quite selective. The phoenix in the first chakra. The ancient yogis believed that our heaviest karmas reside in the first chakra. This earthen centre is also called the Muladhara, or our root chakra. The ascent of the phoenix begins here. That's so interesting. I'm going to tell you something in a minute. And as the entanglement of karmas is slowly burned, it rises from the ash towards the navel centre. Again and again, it makes this journey from first to third chakra, purifying our essence, freeing us from the past. So when I woke up this morning, I was a bit lazy about not getting up out of bed because my children are still off school for a little while, and I quite like not having to get up, you know, like dead early to get them to school. So I was taking my time getting up and enjoying it. And it's happening now. Like, my back is absolutely on fire. I kind of want to show you. It's so sweaty, but maybe you don't need to see that. it's yeah, Kundalini energy is really, really strong for me today, to the point that I felt like my back was being massaged. I was just lay there in bed on my front and it felt like my back was being massaged, and it was really, really hot. Like hot, not hot sexy, but also yeah, but like, yeah, like Kundalini energy. So that is definitely coming into play. I didn't know it was connected to the Phoenix. I've got sweaty hands now. Sexy. Gross reading. Right, what else do we have? This is why I don't get very many views. I'm so gross. All-pervading power, truth seeker, transformation and karma. See, this is what I've got too much of, this Libra and truth energy. I just blurt things out. The noble eagle emanates the light of the sun. This great bird is both physically and spiritually strong. They're telling me, what are they saying? They're saying unapologetically. They just say, I didn't get the second word. It's like unapologetically yourself. That's what they're telling me. They're making fun of me. This noble evil, I think it's a message for you as well. It's like, don't worry about likes and views and, you know, like how many people like adore you on social media. It's not about that. It's about living authentically and not giving a shit. It's the main message. The noble eagle emanates the light of the sun. And that doesn't mean like you don't respect other people. You can not give a shit and respect other people, but it just doesn't, you don't let it affect you because you're so strong. And my back is so hot. The noble eagle emanates the light of the sun. This great bird is both physically and spiritually strong and represents mastery over the elements of fire and air. When the eagle appears, you'll soon be thrown into the karmic fire for the sake of your transformation. So it's almost like it should be that way around, right? You're going to be thrown into the karmic fire for the sake of your transformation. The eagle pushes us to be the best and brightest selves and stops at nothing to see us shine. Grasp the sun in your talons and hold on to it for the ride. You are stronger than you think, eagle child. I love that. When in balance, bright, radiant and challenges. When out of balance, controlling. To bring into balance, step into the unknown. Again, I'm so happy that I bought this book because the guidebook is giving me so much information. And as I say, when it was accidental, but again, this message about authenticity coming through, I accidentally bought a cheap knockoff version when I first started buying tarot decks, and I didn't realise. But now I know, when I go on Amazon, I always turn it onto Amazon Prime, so I know that I'm getting like the real deal. And again, this thing about the real deal, it's like, who are you? What's your real deal? Moth, then. So just to say, we've got air, spirit and earth. Impulse, hasty, wishful. The moth is sure the grass is greener on the other side. Moth energy is at play when we're attracted to easy solutions or anything shiny and new. This can lead to unfinished projects, disappointment or burnout. It's helpful to remind moth personalities that life is complex. No matter the illusion, no one is exempt. Life is complex. I keep saying this. There's a message in one of the readings about not seeing things in black and white, but seeing things in colour, which to me means not thinking, oh, that's the good guy, that's the bad guy, but understanding that human beings are complex, and the interplay between us is very, very complex, and you can put a good person in a bad situation and they will do bad things, and you can put a bad person, I don't think anyone's a bad person, to be honest, but you could do like the vice versa. I don't think anyone's a bad person. I think that I think we all have the capacity for good and evil. I think that's part of being human. And I think that we all make good choices and bad choices. Nobody is a saint. Nobody is perfect. You know, anyone who presents as such is probably a bit of a monster, quite frankly, because why is that facade so important to them? And yeah, I think we all, we have things that are sort of natally something that we have to learn and deal with. We have things that are part of our human experience, and the environment, nature and nurture. I think both are a factor, but I think we are put here on earth with certain challenges so that we can learn more about ourselves and try and improve ourselves and make steps to be the best person that we can be given our circumstances. And if we do that, I believe in reincarnation. I think we go on to a better life in the next life. And I believe in karma. I think if you make bad choices, then karma is going to come and bite you on the arse. And often karma comes in as a wake-up call to say, as a bit of a slap, to say, wake up. The way you're living, the way you're acting is not beneficial for you. It's not beneficial for your soul and your soul growth. It's not necessarily about the impact that you have on other people. It's because when we improve ourselves, if we all did that inner work, if every single one of us improved ourselves, then the world is going to be a better place. We're all going to have better relationships with other people because we've done that work on ourselves. I think, you know, the people who do the most damage are the people who refuse to do the shadow work, who refuse to accept their faults, who refuse to admit their faults and refuse to work on them. They're the most destructive people. So where are you and where do you want to be? No matter the illusion, no one is exempt from the trials and tribulations of this great journey. Practice seeing life as an infinite mystery rather than wishing it was easier or different. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. The universe has put you where you're supposed to be right now, to learn lessons, to improve, to face challenges. They wouldn't give you anything that they didn't think that you could handle. When in balance, enthusiastic and whimsical. When out of balance, idealizes others and jittery. Bring into balance, finish a project. I feel like I feel like that's the order. Someone in the darkness, holding on to hope, trying to climb out of darkness, trying to improve, trying to become a better person, trying to see the other side of the rainbow, right? See the light at the other end of the tunnel. There is a bit of a grass is greener element. But I feel like there's something this person needs to close out. They're going to face some kind of karma, but it could be to do with some contracts or legal systems, but it's going to be very, very healing for them because it's going to make them face some sort of fire, which is going to give them this rebirth energy and make them very, very strong and very cool, right? The Phoenix is fucking cool. So there you go. Let's get one more card on each of these. And then I think we'll close it out and I'll get on with my day. Go and have a shower and clean my sweaty Kundalini back. The Ace of Pentacles, I keep on seeing this. Some kind of offer could be coming in. And yeah, stand up for yourself. Start living your truth. Okay. Tell me about the moth. What do I need to communicate about the moth, please? What do I need to communicate about the moth? Yeah, there is some kind of difficult situation. There's something that's, there's a cord that's being cut. So it could be that you're, there's a connection in your life that is no longer viable for you and you may need to release it. So that could come in many forms and I don't want to try and guess what that is. You know, it could be a person, it could be a place, it could be a thing, it could be a job. But there is something being cut here. There is a release. The Five of Swords is a card about conflict, difference of opinion, inner conflict, arguing with yourself about right and wrong, not knowing which direction to go in, but it does normally signify some kind of conflict happening. One more card please on that Five of Swords with the moth. Yeah, oh it could be something to do with work or working together with others or some kind of partnership where some people are putting in more than others. There could be conflict within some kind of situation where you're meant to be working together. The Devil is here, so this signifies something that somebody feels chained to, somebody that feels something that they feel stuck in. Again, it could be self-deception or feeling like imposter syndrome, feeling like you're not good enough, you don't have anything to contribute. It could be something to do with incorporating devil energy into your own life, but having conflict over this. The Devil talks to me about the shadow side energy, that what I was talking about, the people who try and suppress their shadow energy normally tend to be the worst people. The people who do the work, who admit they have faults, who look at their own darkness in the cold light of day, are the people willing to improve and willing to work on that. And you can incorporate devil energy into, you know, a bit of sexy time. Devil energy comes into play there, you know, really well. It can also talk about like self-empowerment, especially if you're talking about something that you need to stand up to, something that you need to face. So it could be Capi as well. That is a Capricorn card. Tell me about the eagle. Tell me about the eagle. There is a situation where somebody feels really, really disappointed. I do feel like there's some kind of karma playing out. The lovely thing about the Five of Cups card is, for me, it's the glass half full card. It says, look for the silver linings. Life is what you make of it. If you have a situation that hasn't worked out and you have emotions over that, obviously deal with those emotions cathartically. But normally there's 2 cups still standing, and you're able to save the situation somehow, or look for the new, get over the past and look to the future. So one more card on that Five of Cups. I asked for one. Why are they like this? There is something that was, it felt like a dead end. This is a dead end card for me. It felt like the Ten of Wands is kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back. It's like it was too much. You couldn't go on. You had to drop those burdens, or somebody did, and there was disappointment there in this. There is this feeling, yeah, exactly. So there is this feeling with this Four of Cups card coming out with the Five of Cups that something wasn't right for you. There was an opportunity that you didn't think you could accept. So the Four of Cups normally has an image of 3 cups laying spilt on the ground, which shows that somebody is the same 3 cups as on the Five of Cups card. So it shows somebody who is disappointed, dissatisfied with the relationships in their life. Things didn't work out, so why would they bother? It sort of talks about somebody who's had a difficult breakup, and it's like, well, why would I bother dating again? Love only hurts me. It's that kind of energy. But the thing with this card is the 4th cup is always a divine cup from the universe. It talks about don't miss out opportunities, because the things that didn't work out closed out for a reason, because the universe is trying to get you to the thing that's right for you. You just have to learn some lessons along the way about self-value, having strong boundaries, about being interdependent, not codependent. So it's like, if you felt like something wasn't for you, look up. Both of these energies say look up, because following that is the Two of Cups. Now again, the 3 cups that have spilled out are past relationships. The 2 cups still standing are the Two of Cups. Now the Two of Cups is a relationship that is right for you. This is somebody who's like soulmate level. Now it doesn't have to be a love interest, but it's somebody who matches you emotionally. They match your energy. They understand you. They have sympathy for you, and you are going to support them because they reflect that back at you. It can talk about, to me, it's always like that best friend where you can look at them across a room. You could be in a crowded room and you could look at them and catch their eye and know exactly what they're thinking. It's that kind of energy. And it also has like the Ace of Wands. So this is going to get somebody fired up again. Again, I'm connecting this to the kind of Phoenix energy. It's like when this person looks up and realizes that this is there waiting for them, that 4th cup is a divine cup from the universe that matches their energy. It's going to be like a spark. It's going to reignite them. It's going to, they're giving me Take That. Relight my fire. Your love is my only desire. Oh God, it's really going. Yeah, it's like, here comes that energy. Here comes that passion again. It feels like there's an element of self-worth, of realizing that those past relationships actually kept you small and chained in that devil energy, where the new relationship coming in, it makes you feel like you're on fire. It makes you feel like you're invincible. It makes you feel like you're, they're telling me a god. It makes you feel like you're a god. So, without being blasphemous, they're the ones giving me the words, right? So it comes in with this Nine of Wands energy. I feel like somebody wanted to give up at one point with the Ten of Wands, especially in the upright, means dropping the baggage, dropping the burden. It goes from this kind of dead end energy into I can't go on, into oh my god, I've looked up, I've seen this, I feel like this, I can handle anything. anything life throws at me, I can handle it. And I understand now that it's for my soul growth, because the Nine of Wands is not giving up. The Nine of Wands is like the waves rolling in and knocking you to your knees over and over again, and you keep picking yourself up because you know you're strong, because you know that you're the phoenix. This is, I can handle anything that life throws at me. It doesn't matter how many times I fall off that bike. I understand that every time I do it, I learn a little bit more, I get a little bit stronger, and I can pick myself up again and keep going. It's not the end. Maybe something is ending, but it's not the end for you. So the Phoenix energy then, I feel like we've covered it, but let's go. Tell me about the Phoenix. Tell me about the Phoenix. Whoa, do you see how that flew out? Yeah, working on it. You're working on it. It's an ongoing process. Nobody's perfect. We're all here to keep improving. Many Phoenix moments in your life. You may have many moments where you're on your knees, you don't think you can get back up again, you think it's the end, and something happens, a word, a sign, just an inner knowing that your heart says, get up, because there's something waiting for you. And you do, and you realize, you look back on it and you think, I am so glad I picked myself back up that day, because now I'm here. Now I've had all this great stuff, all those moments that are like perfect moments. And yes, sometimes they're a glimmer in the darkness, sometimes they're a diamond in the cave, but they're there. And they're the moments that make you stronger, and they're the moments that lead you to Emperor or Empress energy. There's action here, there's communication, there's knowledge. You're working on yourself, you're improving yourself, you're improving your soul, and you know that that's why you're here. Yeah, soul growth, soul searching in the Hermit energy, figuring things out from within, holding on to something. Daughter of Swords, here's that Kundalini energy. Learning about yourself, learning about what makes you passionate. It is killed around the Ace of Wands. It could be somebody that you're connected to, it could be somebody younger than you, it could be something about your own daughter and seeing their passion and drive and ambition and enthusiasm, and they're telling me glee for life, inspires you. Justice card here, connecting this to the Eagle card. Could be legal situations, it could be divine karma, it could be contracts. Again, this black and white energy. The Lord does tend to see things in black and white, but the situations are complicated. But you can see here the cat's tails are crossed, meaning there's a union between the black and white, the yin and the yang, the devil energy and the angel energy within us all. It's balance, they're meant to be together. The yin and the yang are meant to be together. The Sun card, clarity, seeing things clearly, feeling like you're free, feeling like this is the best day ever. You know, those diamond in the dark moments. Yeah, freedom, expansion. It's the happiest card in the deck. It's the best card you could possibly have out of the whole of the tarot. And here's another brilliant card. I love this card so much because it talks about knowing how to make yourself happy from within, finding your own soul, getting to know your own soul through that hermit energy, knowing who you are, knowing your own strengths and weaknesses and owning that, you know, playing to your strengths and owning your weaknesses and improving on that. You've got this improving card, and it makes you really, really strong, because it's like, so often those waves that roll in are sent by other people or other situations that are out of our control, and we know that that's not our bullshit. We know that that's not our bullshit. It's stuff that's going on outside of us. It's just here to challenge us. And when you get that strength, that inner strength, you know that those waves can roll and roll and roll, and you're going to pick yourself back up because you know that you have this within you. And it's beautiful. And it also talks about wish fulfillment and abundance. So when you get to this point where your soul's really strong and authentic and you're not scared anymore, you can go for things. You can go for your abundance. You can go for the things that make you happy because you're not scared, because you know you're going to be okay. Even if you fall down, even if you get back here, you know that you've got the strength to pick yourself back up and get back up here and have those diamond moments. So you're really, really good. You're brilliant. And it's inspiring, especially if you have children, right? Do you want your children to have a parent who sits here in this Ten of Wands energy, who sits there in the darkness and twiddling their thumbs and saying, woe is me, to have seen what I have seen, you know, life is shit, I can't, you know, what's the point? What is that teaching your kids? Get your ass back up, and go and chase your sunshine, because that's what you're meant to do. That's what you're meant to teach your kids. That's the most important lesson you could possibly teach your kids. Get your ass back up, and if that didn't make you happy, go and find what does make you happy. Brilliant. That didn't make you happy. It didn't work out. Brilliant. You know not to do that again. Like, draw a line under it. You've had that experience. You know that experience didn't lead you anywhere. Go and have a new experience, a new challenge. It might lead you to your happiness. And if it doesn't, go and open a different door and explore that. So I love that reading. I think that was really, really good. And just remember, this is where you're heading, and it's so strong. So strong. Like, it's beautiful. So chin up, Chuck. Chin up, Chuck. Keep going. Gonna be all right. I'm gonna go and drink my coffee and have a shower because I'm so fucking sweaty right now. Do take care, and I'll see you again soon, guys. Oh, go and listen to the songs. Go and listen to them. Go now. Bye-bye.